when there was no way.
Good afternoon, everyone. Happy Sabbath. Happy Sabbath. I am so thankful that you guys are all here. It's nice to see all of your masked up faces. Thank you for coming out and supporting AY once again. So we're going to go ahead and have opening prayer done by Caleb. And then we're going to go ahead and get started with our program. Amen? Amen. Okay.
Good evening, everyone. I'll be doing prayer. Let's pray. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for this day. Thank you that we've all been able to come together to worship you for AY. Help us to learn something. Help us to learn about our identity. Help and bless Dr. Eric as he brings forth the presentation. In Jesus' name, amen. And now we will have saxophone by Enrique.
Hello, everybody. Hi, I will be introducing the speaker for the evening. I guess you could call him a speaker. I know him as kind of like a church uncle. This is Eric over there, Eric Kelly. Everybody clap for him. He's going to be telling everybody new at the job application process and people that are still just going in between jobs, ways in which you can better your job applications, your presentations for yourself. As we all know, you're selling yourself to a company. You're selling your image so that they can hire you and put their trust in you. So he's going to give us a couple of pointers, things to take home with us. I know personally with the advice that he's given me that these can really help with, a lot of you guys being like 15 or 16, just getting into jobs. So they can really help a lot. So everybody give one more hand clap to Mr. Eric.
Good afternoon, good evening. How's everybody doing? A couple of things I want to do real quick. I do talk a lot about getting young people prepared to get into the workforce. I've been in corporate America over 40 years, been in HR pretty much most of that time in development, and I know what gets people connected and what not. But I wanted to start even before there. Many times people are defined by their work. In other words, what's your job? What is it that you do? But you're kind of bigger than that, everybody. So I want to start with an exercise called basically, why am I here and who am I? So before you get a chance to go to work on a job or something, who are you? And why are you on the planet? And when you solve that, you kind of solve the job thing, and I'll show you how that works. Okay, first of all, let's see here. I need a volunteer for, I'm over you. I need a volunteer for an exercise. Is that Caleb? All right, sir, come on up. Why don't you volunteer for an exercise? All right, let's give him a round of applause. He volunteered. He knows Uncle Eric ain't gonna do nothing bad to him. He ain't worried about it. Okay, so, Caleb, I have $20 here. No coaching from your father. He's a Patriots fan. No coaching from him. Okay, so would you like it if I gave this to you? Okay. Why would you like this?
Because I can get things with it.
Okay. Because you can do something with it. Okay, so there's some use you can get out of this $20. In fact, if I give it to you right now, you can think of stuff you want right now, right? Okay, so what if I put it on the ground and step on it? It's going to be really dirty. Do you still want it? Why do you still want it?
Because you can still get things with it.
You can still get things with it. Okay, let me see how gross I can make this without being too big. I'm not going to rip it. I'm going to stick it down in the plant dust here. Got a little plant food on it. Oh, they're fake. It's not going to work. All right. You still want it? We need some remedial work with that group right over there. Okay. No, we're not going to put it in the toilet. All right. So it's dirty. It's funky. Let's see. I'm just, to be gross, I'm just going to rub it all over the ground here for a little bit. So you got dirt on it. You got praise team residue. Okay, let's see what else we got. Let's get some keyboard funk on it. Yeah. All righty. You still want it? Yep. Because?
You can get things with it. It's useful.
It's still useful. Everybody's up with the lesson, right? No matter what happens to you. Now, we're going back to why you are of value, why God put you here, who you are. First of all, when God created you, he gave you a lot more value than the $20. That's all of us. And there are times that we get dirt on us. There are times we do something dumb at school, at work, and we feel like we get a little dirt on us. And there are times that it feels like he is not going to get away from this $20. There are times that, we don't look so good. However, does it still have value? Do we still have value no matter what happens to us? Absolutely. And here's the cool thing. God just says, I'm going to clean you off. I don't do the whole thing here, but I have some water. Sometimes I dip it in and it turns red, the water, the blood. and I pull it back out and the dollar bill is clean. I never get anybody over here that says I don't want it, because this still has value. For some of you adults, you've had a little dirt on you sometimes. You've been crumbled and beat up. You still have the same value you've always had because God created you. So can I give that to you just for, you don't mind taking that one? Okay. No more Tom Brady cheering out of you, buddy. That's just, Patriots, yeah, Brady's gone. You have value because you were created. Now, for some of you guys that know all about how kids are born and the little sperm went into the egg and it plants, it gets bigger, and mommy has this. If you understand how improbable that is, I got a medical person back there, so I'm going to bug you. How many little swimmers attack that egg just in numbers? Give me some number. You said billions? Billions. Millions. Okay. So if I got here, one of them millions had to make it. So look around the room. You guys are all representative of millions and millions and millions of chances, but you ended up here because God ordained it for you to be here. And that's that way more than $20. I saw the list. I didn't call you to ask you about it, but how much are arteries worth? How much are your legs worth? Well, how much are your eyes, your arms worth? I mean, $20 is, would you give your arm away for $20? $200. $2,000. We're starting to go up in value now. If I added all the body parts, would it be kind of a whole bunch of money before you even thought about letting go of one of them? That's how valuable you are to us here. Now imagine how valuable you are to God, because he sent Jesus Christ to die so that $20 didn't keep dirt on it, so that you were not destroyed, so there was still some value and worth. Everybody in here is of value. Now, let me help you out when you're young. When you're young, people say things to you like, that was really dumb, that was really stupid, that was really whatever. And sometimes you may think you don't have value. Let me ask you another question. Are there any adults in here that have ever go, man, that was stupid, that was dumb? Don't raise your hand, the kids will see you. But I mean, just think about it a little bit. Guess what? This is going to scare you, kids. We don't stop doing dumb stuff because we get older. We're always going to make mistakes. We're always going to screw up, and our value is still the same. Jesus Christ died for us. So we're good there. So our value is did I get it on here? There it is. Our value is far beyond the gold and the money that we see. And we're going to talk about what we bring to the world. And even though we do go to work sometimes, and even though we do things for money, we are way more than the money that we're going to talk about. Way more valuable. In fact, one day I look forward to it. We're at the Tree of Life, and we're walking on streets of gold. And I'm sorry, that $20 won't mean anything then. Be like, yo, I'm walking on this, man. $20, what is that? I want to talk about goals real quick. Let me see. Auntie Lori, do me a favor. Would you bring me the little goal and the soccer ball, please? All right, I need another volunteer. No, Caleb, you beat me out of $20 already. Who do we have? Oh, okay. Who's that, Leah? All right. Up here. No, let me have it, yeah. Okay, so the issue of having goals are the only way that you're going to be able to say, I had a good life or I live a good life is if you have goals. That make sense? Okay, let me ask you this. Can anybody share a goal that they have? Somebody young, old people, we're just trying to get to retirement. Anybody young? Okay, Caleb, one. To get stronger. Anybody else? I just want to beat you at basketball, but that's not going to happen anytime soon. Give me another goal. Yes. To do what? To graduate. Okay. Awesome. Give me another one. Any other goals out there? Yes. To build wealth for yourself. Okay, what you got? Work out more. Okay. Are there any adults that have goals? Y'all got to tell them. We know this is AY, but are there any adults that have goals? Well, let's just see a couple. Hey, Doc, how's it going, Stephen? Give me a goal, man. To help your kids graduate college. That's a wonderful. You're a year down. Are you a year down so far? God is good. Some adult, give me another goal. Yes, ma'am. You said finding your next career? Finding your next career. Hey, that's a good goal. Okay, now here's the thing about goals, and Ali, I'm going to get you to help me do this. I'm going to move this goal out of the way. I cannot run or jump. My knees will break. So I'm going to move this out of the way just for a second. All right, would you stand over there and just kick the ball back and forth? Now here's what happens in life. In life, we can stay pretty busy just moving things around. We're very active, and we can do this all day. The scary thing is about life is that when we are staying busy, sometimes we think that busyness means we're accomplishing something. So you can study. Now, if you make Uncle Eric have to run, they got to call EMS. Sometimes we can go to our room and say we're going to study, but, we looked at several other things. We kind of went to the Discovery Channel. We did some other stuff. And we really never got anything done. Sometimes as adults, we can stay so busy planning or thinking about what we're going to do next. We're staying busy. In fact, you can end up your whole life. You can go through a whole bunch of decades just staying busy. Now, I want to introduce something to you, and that's the idea of a goal. So if you pop that back over, give me a chance to set this up. Brady doesn't play soccer, thank you. Okay, so let's just say that here's a goal, and just take a shot in it. Just take a shot. You got boots on, so I don't know how. Oops, okay. You said what? It looked good from there. Okay. What's the difference between us just passing back and forth and her actually taking a shot at a goal? What's the end result of that activity? Does she accomplish something? Yeah, if you score a goal, you accomplish something. You met a standard. You got something from it. That's why when you say you're talking about being stronger, or you want to graduate, or you want to work out more, when you get better at something, the only way you can get better, and I'll just take another shot. Uncle Eric will stay back here. There's another lesson there, though. Go ahead. You got on boots. I don't know how you're going to kick that. I can't do it. There we go. Okay, here's the cool thing. We can go back and forth, but notice how she started focusing and got really quiet and really on point when she had something to shoot at. Now, here's the way that, try it again. You can, until it gets in there, close. Thank you, Aaliyah. Thank you. I'm not going to give you, no, you're not giving the soccer ball. No, we're good. Thank you. Give her a hand for helping Uncle Eric out. The thing about goals, and this is for all of us, and by the way, young people, sometimes people talk at you like it doesn't apply to us, but everything I'm saying to you applies to me, and I'm very old. The same exact things I'm sharing with you. You got to wake up in the morning and say, what is it that I'm after? What do I want to accomplish? And if you're able to say it, so I'm just asking everybody right here in your mind, think of a goal that if you reached it, if you attained it, it would make a great difference in your life. That's the one you should be aiming for. Does that make sense so far? Now, in order to get there, you can't do it by yourself. How are we going to get there? How do you get to, anybody got a suggestion? How do you get to a successful end of something? You said, what? I got to make plans? What was that one? Coaching, talk to somebody. I could kind of coach Aaliyah as she's kicking, like, hey, a little more to the left or this whatever. Mentorship. And young people, find an older person that you like to talk to and hang out, and get some wisdom, because they can tell you. If they were really honest, they would tell you they made all the mistakes you're making, if they were really honest, but we try to act like we didn't do that. But if they were really honest, they'd tell you, don't do that over there because that doesn't feel good. That doesn't turn out well. So coaching, mentoring, what other things might you want to do to make sure that you stay goal-focused? You've been listening. Get some people around you that support what you do. Now, I'm curious, who's in college right now? Do we got some college people in here? Okay, I'm going to ask you a quick question. What's your field of study? Biology. Can't help you. Let's just do that for a minute. Biology. Is there anybody in here, I'm going to show you coaching and mentoring, what you're talking about. Is there anybody in here that took biology in school? Whoa. So right now, you've got people, kind of in your house, but we don't count that. You've got people around that you can talk to on that particular subject. Now, the trick is, and some of you guys think maybe some old folks don't want to share. We really do, except we don't know if you're going to value what we tell you. But if you go, hey, I need some help on something, you're going to find most of us, especially those that believe in Jesus, would like to have conversations to support you. Okay, college. Who else is in college? What's your field? What? Computer science. Is there anybody in here that took anybody in here that works in computer science? Works in computer science. Uncle Steve, I'm looking right at you. You're not. Oh, programming. He's going, I'll take that. I'll take that. Yeah. There's probably somebody, one more person that's in college. Who else is in college? And your field, ma'am. You said what? Public relations, PR. Is there anybody in here that's done PR work? We got somebody here that's done PR work. Here's the thing about goals, guys. If you share with us, and this is a secret, if you share with us your goals, we like to feel like we helped you. And so do that. Walk up to any of us. Hey, I'm working on something. It makes us feel good about ourselves, and we like to feel like we helped you. I love seeing you guys come back from school and say, hey, I'm done, I'm finished, here's what we're doing. It's wonderful. It's like, and at Fondren, can I just say, at Fondren, we have adopted all of each other's kids. That's just the kind of family we are. So when we see you do well, we're at home going like, yes, yes. So about goals, you've got to wake up, you've got to have one. If you do not have a goal, you will not go anywhere. Okay, let's just say, I'll just give a last example. Let's say somebody wanted to climb Mount Everest. Is that an incredible goal? It's an incredible goal. What kind of things would they have to do to get there? They would have to train. What kind of training would they have to do? You're right. What would they have to do? High pressure or low oxygen, whatever that thing is they do up there, oxygen tanks. What else would they have to do? Get ready for acclimated for cold weather? You said what? Get equipment and probably talk to somebody that knew what kind of equipment to get. Would they be able to just walk out, put on a jacket, and go to the top? And they're not, what else? Medical checks. Uncle Eric cannot go. There's a lot of work that would go into this person reaching Everest. Now, if you were able to stand on the tallest mountain on the earth, on the planet, you think that would feel like a great accomplishment? It would, but you'd have to plan for it. Here's what would not happen. How did you get to the top of Mount Everest? Well, I got up and went for a walk. Here I am. So everything you want to accomplish, everything you want good in your life, everything there is attached to a goal. Now, there's a verse that I love with this one. And sometimes we look at goals and go, man, there's no way I can do this. And as an adult, an older adult, I still have those moments. There's a project or a meeting or a client or something, oh man, Lord, there's no way. But there's a verse I go to, and it says, I can do what? All things through Christ that strengthens me. Guys, there's no age limit. Nobody young, don't let an older person tell you that's just for them. That's for you. If you've studied and you're sitting in a room and you draw a blank for a test, I can do all things through Christ. God answers that same prayer. So there's no age limit on prayers or any of that kind of stuff. I know sometimes you may think that the way that people talk. Not true. That verse is there for you. I can do all things. And there's so many of those verses, those promises. I just kind of live on those. Okay, so you've got value. We can't get anywhere without having some goals. And that leads us to, if I can, well, okay. Oh, no, that was that. All right. It leads us to this. You got to perform in order to enjoy the success. You've got to perform. Every time we talk about a sports star or somebody that does well in the sports arena, or they're on Broadway, I don't know, whatever they're doing something well, they're famous. We always talk about, wow, they were really good at doing that. So I want to do a quick exercise here if I can. I'm just going to give you about 15 seconds, and I'm going to ask, what is it that you can do very well, not compared to anybody else? And then I'm going to ask you to share that. What is it that you can do? Just think about it. I'll give you 15 seconds. What is it that you do very well? Think about the things that your family and friends have shared with you that you do well. So take 15 seconds and do that, okay? Adults, you can get in on this too. What is it that you do very well? All right. On the count of three, I want everybody to share it at the same time. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I heard all of them, every last one of them. I could pick it out. Does anybody perform well at something, so well at that it just makes them feel good when people give you a compliment about that? Okay. That's a gift from God if you have that. In order to do well at something, God gave you the ability to do that. Whether it's sports, whether it's reading, whether it's science, whether it's exploring, whether it's creating, cooking, drawing, writing, whatever it is that you do well, that is a gift from God. And if he gave us that gift, do you think he wants us to use it? He does. Therefore, he wants you to be able to perform. Now, the thing in life is that very rarely are we asked to perform just by ourselves all alone. I know in school you get your test and all that kind of stuff, but by the time you get to work or you go to the world where you've got to fit in, maybe you're going to work in the church, or you're going to work in a building, or you're going to work in a hospital, wherever you're going to work, we tend to have to be able to work as a team. Does that make sense? You have to work with other people? Teams? Okay. Tell me about, let me show you. Okay. I need, we'll still follow all the safety rules. I need 4 young people over here, and I need 4 young people over here, please. Any 4. Hits that are out on Apple Music, right there that you're looking at. If you didn't know, that's somebody. Okay, so here's what I need you to do. I need you to do me a favor. Both of you guys, would you put the buckets closer to the middle? All right, next to each other. Okay. And would you turn to face your teammates? Now, the goal of this exercise is to say, how well am I going to perform connected to other people? Because it ain't just about you. When you're in school, kind of, sort of, can I tell you, if you go to grad school, everything's projects. And you're in there, and you got to work with other people. Justin's not here, so I can talk about him. He was doing grad school. It was UAH. And he said, Dad, I would just like some Americans to talk to. Because it was like Pacific Rim and Russia and you understand what I'm saying? This is the world that we live in, and yet you got to work together as teams. So the biggest challenge is, if you perform, how does your performance supply everybody else's performance? Because otherwise, if you're not able to work with people and connect with people, what you do doesn't matter as much. So, Doc, I need you to back up a little bit here. MC Mills, I need you to back up here. Now, here's what I'm asking you to do. You guys cannot look around you, and yet your goal is to get all of those balls that are passed into that basket by simply dropping them in. You can never look. Your jobs in the back are to pass those up to your primary person. This might be your leader. Your job is to pass them one at a time. I see your skill set, your strategy skill set kicking in. One at a time. And you can only drop them in over your head. You guys can coach. So you think you want to be connected. All right, you guys can coach, but you cannot do it for them. If a ball does not make it in, one of you guys can come get it, but they can never turn around and they can never see it. So you guys got it? All right, we'll stop the clock right about now. When I say go, we'll get started. All right, ready, set, go. One at a time. Yeah, drove it over your neck, over your shoulder. Okay. Okay. All right, there you go. Okay, give her some coaching, guys. Talk to her. Boy, if the elders only saw us playing ball in the church, we'd all be predicated to purgatory. There you go. All right. It should be 16 in each when you're done. Okay, MC Mills is going to have a broken back. Okay, coach, communicate. Be support. Okay. Okay, you got a system. Somebody's learning. 16 is the max you should have in there. All right. All righty. Okay. We're communicating here. Okay. All righty. Are we done? We are done. Are we almost done? Okay. Yeah, you took some other stuff, but it's all right. You took some of theirs. Good. Drop them in. Okay, all right. Okay, we're calling HR. All of y'all get back to your seats. Go back to your seats. Thank you. Drop them in. Okay, a couple of things were happening there, guys, as we look at the effort. First of all, were they all committed to winning? They were all committed to winning. And let me share something about performance, guys. Thank you so much. Performance is, and sometimes we don't teach our young people this. We're so busy making sure they get the academics correct. Performance is how well do I perform with a team? When we come to church, can I just say, when we come to church, the people that are serving, and some of you guys serve, some people sit, but we'll talk about y'all later, but some people serve. Do you think it's important that what we do as a team, that we work together, that we talk? Was communication important there? Okay, it was important that we talk. Think of it as a family. If you're a family and you got your caregivers, parents there, and we got the young people, Are you guys kind of passing balls back and forth to accomplish things as a family? All the time. If your parents ask you to do something, it's probably needed so they can get whatever that ball is into the basket. If you're at school working, if you're playing on a team, and you want to score a goal or you want to accomplish something or make points, is it important that you communicate back and forth in order to do that? And here's the thing about life, and a lot of us, we got our academics down and we got good grades and we think life is going to be perfect after that. It will not be, because your performance will always be connected to some team somewhere, even if you're on your own business. Your performance is always going to be connected to somebody else. Now, here's the thing about performance. God expects you to do your absolute very best. So now when I talk about work or school, performance makes a difference. Now, for adults to go to work, I ain't giving y'all the quiz. There's a thing every year they call an annual performance review. And this annual performance review, for young people that haven't had it yet, if you think a teacher is challenging, wait till you get a boss. But in this annual performance review, they sit down and they talk to you about how you did that year. And by the way, adults, based on your annual performance review, what does that get you? It affects how much money you get, how you get paid. Now, in school, we're not there yet. We call it a report card or a grading or whatever, and that's kind of nice. But if you thought that was challenging, wait until we get to be, a little bit older. So I'm going to ask you a couple of questions about your performance, and you tell me. I don't know if I can get away with this. Yeah, I can. All right. Raise your hand if you can answer yes to this, okay? Any of these questions. I do my best to be thorough and complete in every assignment. This is either work or school. I do my best to be thorough and complete in every assignment, work or school. I'm not going to ask you to raise your hand. This is too painful. And by the way, if I have a habit of not doing my best as a younger person in school, what do you think I do as an adult? And trust me, I work with adults that they don't even care about doing their best. They come in, get a check, and go home. And the ones that do care about getting best, they end up getting more out of the system. Okay, here's one. I make no excuses for mistakes. I simply try to do better the next time. Is everybody going to make mistakes? We all still do. We don't need to make an excuse. I made a mistake. Now, sometimes parents, we can be a little hard on you guys when you make a mistake. I don't know why we forgot the mistakes that we made. When I was younger coming up, my parents, I'd do something really dumb, and they had a phrase which really kind of scared me a little bit. They say, Eric, why on earth would you do that? Not just why, but on the whole planet, why would you do that? And I realized then that whatever mistake I made, it was really dumb. But without really running into that, I now do that to myself, because I'll make a mistake and I'm like, that was the dumbest thing. But let me share this with you. First of all, you serve God. He understood that you were going to make mistakes, and you're not dead because you make a mistake. He says, okay, do I try to become better the next time? Okay. Okay, this is a yes or no. I do my best to make my boss/teacher comfortable with my work. Isn't it nice we're not raising any hands, adults or young people, on this one? It is very nice that we're still. Okay, last one. I do more than what's expected on every assignment or project. So that's job or school. I give more than what's expected. Okay, good. No hands raised. Folks, that was about performance. And let me share about performance. Why do we celebrate? I'm not going to say Brady, but I'll come up with somebody else. Can I get away with saying LeBron? Okay. What is it about LeBron that makes us go, whoa? And from you old timers that like Michael, what was it that they did? We went, whoa. What did they do? Yes. He wins games and championships. Is that about performance? Okay. Let me think of somebody else. Is that what? Someone said Steph Curry. Okay, I forgot who was in here. What are we talking about Steph Curry for? Because he's short and he's scared of big guys and he still hits a lot of points. Okay, I just came up with that. I just came up with that. I tried to keep it in, it wouldn't stand. Listen. Okay. You said what? Okay, Simone Biles. Whoa. Why do we celebrate? Why do we talk about why she was good? Did she work hard at it? Was she good at what she did? That's called performance. Now, let me share this with you. If you don't want to be a performer, you probably, as you grow older, will report to somebody who does. And that's another whole discussion that we can get into a bit later. Okay, that's just performance. So we've got to establish that. We've got the performance. The next thing, and we talk a lot about this, especially with young people that are thinking about getting into the job market. By the way, a bunch of y'all are. If you're in school, either high school or college, it is going to affect. It's called, I have it on here, do I? Image? Okay. Okay, image. And the reason I share this, I'm from Detroit. Let me share the first thing, how I looked when I went into work. Fresh out of Oakwood, I had a huge afro, don't laugh. It was there. Wintley was my roommate, so we both had huge afros. And I got to go back to I'm very old, so this is back in the 70s. Just big, giant afros, Johnson blowout kit, bell bottoms. I had open shirt. I'd watched way too many Fred Williamson movies, so I had open shirt. I had the black fist or a bullet around my neck, platform shoes, bell bottoms, and I went into business to work. Just about 6'2", good size, athletic person. What does that say to people that didn't know me? Definitely wrong spot. Do you think that scared a couple of people? Okay, and let's just put everything on the table. Guys, image and what our look is, it affects how people relate to us. Now, I'll take it out of the workplace, and I'll go to what Christ asked us to do. And I was just on a call earlier where the minister said, we are put on the planet to make a difference in other people's lives, which means I'm not just here to make money. I'm not just here to have fun and enjoy whatever. I'm actually here to make somebody else's life better. So if I got a big giant afro and I got a bullet, what is that? By the way, what does a bullet say? If any of y'all was around back in the 70s, and the big afro with the bullet, what was I saying? Try Jesus, don't try me. Okay, so I walked out into the workplace with that. I scared them to death. I'm just going to be really honest. They were terribly frightened. What your look is, it communicates something about you, but it may not necessarily have been true. Nobody would have known that I actually had a set of Ellen G. White books in the house that the afro came out of. So I'm going to try something here. Let me try an exercise here if I can pop back up on that one. What does your look say about you? So I want you to help me with this one. This is my buddy here. What does he do? He's got a wrench in his hand. What does he do? Okay. Is he clean? He's neat and clean. What can he probably do? He can probably fix your car. Now, you haven't had a conversation with him yet. You don't know anything about him, but just based on his look, we go, he can probably fix your car. Make sense? Okay? If your car was messed up and you pulled into the garage, and he was there, and he's a good-looking guy. He's clean-cut. He's got that smile. Might you trust him to work on your car? Okay, cool. All right. My next friend, what does she do? Something in business. Tell me about her look. How does she look? Is she ready to take care of business? I love her smile. I love she's looking at her computer. Obviously, she knows how to work a couple of programs. She's at work. Let's say she's an investment banker, and I've got $10,000 to invest. And I walk in, and the office is straight. She's got the smile on it. And she says, Eric, I know where to put your $10,000. Might I trust her? I just might trust her. Okay? And that's based on that look. All right? So, tell me something about her personal life that you don't know, but just make it up. Tell me something. She's 23. She does what? She's goal-driven. Her priority is to do well. She's driven to be successful. Goal-driven. She went to Oakwood. I just threw that in there. I just couldn't. She's got a nice house. Guys, do you see what the image is? Now, here's the thing. None of that may be 100% true, but have we assigned that to her based on what we see? Absolutely. Now, if she's a Christian in the workplace, and I'm never going to leave that alone because I will tell you, you will never be successful without Christ in the spot where you're at. School, work, doesn't matter. You need, okay, God, help me, I'm here again. You need that every single day. So if she's a Christian in the workplace, and let's say somebody was feeling a little down about something, and she's goal-driven, and she's focused, and that's how she is, might she be able to witness to them? Yeah, they're not going to be afraid of her. All right, let's try this next one. What's he do? He's a fireman. Good-looking guy. He's a fireman. What does he do for a living? He saves people. Tell me something about him. I'm afraid. I'm going to separate the adults in these two rows right here. We got to separate. The young people are fine. It's the adults we're having a problem with up here. Tell me something about this gentleman. Just make it up. What is it? He's married. He's got 2 kids. He's at what? Okay, he's saving your life. Well, you ain't worried about that on that one. Okay, pretty good, pretty decent person, hardworking person. In the job he's in, does he take risks to help other people? We might admire this guy. If he walks in and goes, yo, this is what he does, yeah. He puts himself out there for other people. That's about as Christian as you can, as you can get as far as professions. So let's say he's talking to his guys at the firehouse and he wants to share his faith. Might they listen? If he's as good as his job as what of course they're going to listen to him. Now, we assign that to him based on kind of the look that he has. Tell me about her. Exactly. She's a pediatrician. She's trying to tell people about what they eat and how it affects them. Tell me something about her. You said what? She does have a kind smile. If she's a pediatrician, would you like to have that? Yo, because I got to give people shots. Please have a kind smile. Please be nice about it. Tell me something else about her. And she's in there, she's trying to share a book on what makes you sick, the sugars that you eat and nutrition and whatever. Tell me something else about her, just based on what you see. Say what? Patient? Kind? Does she care? Would you say she's got? The adults are always the worst. I don't even worry about the young people. A decent person, though. She's trying to help kids out. She's, by the way, did she go to school? You got to cover her class. No, she's not a Patriots fan. She is not a Patriots. Okay. Take that off the film, if you would, please. That's right. She wants to heal all Patriots fans. So yeah, we're good with that one. Okay. She does. All right, we're done with you. Okay, so look, if you're looking at what all of these people presented, you don't know anything about them. However, have we made some assumptions? We always do that. And the reason why I shared this about image, guys, is that when I had the big afro and the bullet and all that kind of carrying on, nobody knew. My dad was a minister. In fact, that's the last thing they would have ever thought this guy's dad was, you know. But they don't know about you, and what you get is the first impression. So performance, you've got to perform. You've got to have something, you've got to have goals first. Then you've got to have performance, and then based on what we see, we make assumptions about you. Are they always correct? Nope. That's just the way the world works. So tell me about these guys. Tell me about them. They look like what? They look like thugs. They look. By the way, if you had $10,000, would you give it to the young lady or would you give it to them? No, they're going to. You don't want the pharmaceutical investments they're going to make. No, you don't. That's not a thing. Now, let me share this, guys. Let me share this. All of this, we know nothing about any of those people, and everything that we assume could be wrong. I want to share how the world works, as well as even how God wants us to be. In order to project, if one of these guys comes in to tell you about spiritual things, is one of your eyebrows going up a little bit, like Mr. Spock? Now, by the way, could one of these gentlemen have a real relationship with Jesus Christ that's off the chains? Absolutely. So understand you are judging, but it's what we do. It's what we do, so we're not going to beat ourselves up about that. However, if I am going out, I want to make sure that what I am projecting is what God would want me to project. Does that make sense? And you guys look good. My Fondren young people, y'all look good all the time. Now, I need to do we have a couple of examples? Do we have any examples of dress from folks here? Okay, we do. Okay, I need a couple. Can I get two folks up here? What I'm going to ask you, I want you to make up a story about them. Not that you know them, but I want you to make up a story about them. All right. So, this is so scary. All right. I've got a gentleman here. Could you step to the middle a little bit? Just a little bit here. He's got a red gym shoe and a blue gym shoe. His shirt is off. So tell me about him. Now, not that we know how wonderful he really is, but tell me about him. You meet this guy in a Kroger's, or you meet him in H-E-B somewhere. Tell me something about him. He got dressed in the dark. Why would somebody wear a red gym shoe and a blue one or a black one? Why would they do that? Now, by the way, do I know anything about him if I just meet him out? I know nothing about him. And here's what the world does, and I share this with folks. I tell folks, get away from the word fair. It's not fair. It's not fair that we judge him however we do. Now, here's what I want to add. If he's looking for a job, and he walks into the recruiter's office or the hiring person's office, and he looks like this. First of all, I happen to know that he's a brilliant young man. But my first impression of him, would his brilliance just kind of leap off the page at me? That would, he said, of course it would. No, it would not. And what happens is I don't get a chance to see how brilliant he is because I've already judged him based on what I saw. Does everybody grab that? It's not necessarily a fact, but it is reality. And I will share those for those of you that have added melanin. It is even more of an issue. So I tell everybody, if you're looking for a job, dress up. Now, he's got his dreads pulled back, which is cool. I tell everybody, and they're not freaking out as much about hair today, but if you're going in, I always tell you to dress up one level above what you're applying for. So if he was going to a mailroom, I would ask him to put on a shirt and a tie and slacks. And they may go, dude, what's with the tie? Your job is not to worry about what's with the tie. Your job is to get the job. Then when you get in, you take the tie off. Does that make sense, guys? That's just the reality. So it's not fair, and I tell when I have classes, and I do have some sessions that I do with those that have concentrated melanin, and they're complaining it's not fair, it's not right. Who cares? Your job is to get what God has in store for you. So if you got to present it a certain way, that's cool. Okay, thank you. We've beat up on you enough. Now, I have this wonderful young lady with the handshake. Don't dap him up coming in. All right, so tell me about her. You're meeting her for the first time. She's in the hallway of I can't even remember the building I work in. The Allen Center. And she's walking down there. She's got a briefcase. Does she belong there? Quite obviously, she belongs there. Tell me about who she is and what she does. Where does she work? She works in the Allen Center. What kind of business? She's some kind of executive or some kind of leader. Am I correct with that? And man, she's got a leather briefcase with her, and if it has initials on it, oh no, if you can. Yes, tell me about her. So is this a professional person? It is. Now, while I don't know anything about her, if I meet her out, I'm going to assign that, which may not be fair, to somebody else. But I'm going to give her that kind of credit. I'm going to say, here's somebody that may be good. And if she starts flashing her credentials, well, yes, I'm in school and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yeah, let's talk to her. Let's keep her. And by the way, this is a nugget. I don't know where it came from. God just made me say it. Young people, internships are your best way into a major company. Internships, they give them to the kids of the executives, and most of us don't know where they are. But if you're in any kind of business and you can get an internship, please do that. I know Uncle Gil has mentored a bunch of people in the medical place. Get with somebody that's in the field you'd like to be into and work with them. Thank you so much, Alexis. Thank you, Nathan, for your... Okay. So we're almost done with that one. That was image. And the acronym, and I'm just throwing it out there, an acronym that we use is PIES, performance, image, and the third one is exposure. And this is who knows you and who knows you positively. All right, I think we got this one. Okay, and here's the issue. Every time we connect with somebody, they do a positive or negative. Now, first of all, I love my Fondren young people. They look you in the eye, they shake your hand. I say, what are you working on? And you're doing whatever. So I know you got a mask on, but let me just use you, hold on for a second. Yeah. And hold on, let me grab my mask, or I'll do the right thing here. Hang on. I'm praying for you, little man. All right, so anytime you meet somebody, the interaction, we are judged on the interaction. We're judged on it. As a younger person, sometimes we may not be comfortable, shaking hands, look at people in the eye. That doesn't happen here at Fondren, and I really appreciate it. But here's the thing that happens. When we shake hands, it's firm. Why do you want to have a firm handshake? Anybody tell me? Yes, he said shows what? It shows confidence. You said what? No. Are y'all raising warriors in this church or what? What is going on? No, you are connecting, and it shows confidence. I'm going to give a firm handshake, and I want one back. Ladies, you too. The worst thing that happens, what does it feel like when you get one of these? We hate that. Now, let me share this with you. I have been in rooms with CEOs and vice presidents in multi-billion-dollar corporations. That's what I do. I'm in rooms. Do you know they have judged people on everything that I shared with you? On their performance, on how they dress and how they look, and also on, well, he's a stand-up guy. Second thing, firm handshake, eye contact. Why? We get judged on this, and I'm sharing it with you. Young people, you can practice it, you can work on it. Why do I want eye contact? Same thing. He can't have no more, whatever you give him at home. All right. So I got firmness here. I want to see confidence. Now, let me share something about, especially if you grew up in an African-American home. Can I share this about eye contact? When I was growing up, back before Lincoln was president, if your mama and daddy was fussing at you and you looked them in the eye, they took that as brazen disrespect. Y'all witness? Now, y'all know you're too young for that. Somebody knows. So we would always look down. Boy, do you hear me talking to you? Yes, ma'am. Here's a scary thing. And they have noted this in so many journals, business journals, psychology journals, because that's the way we treat authority. When we go to work, we do the same thing. So he's the boss, he shakes my hand, and I'm this way. I think culturally that I'm doing the right thing because of authority. But if he is less melanated, dealing with me, what does he see? Weaknesses. So that's why we have to go up, and parents, please help your young people, even when they mess up and screw up, because you know God knows your screw-ups. Please help them with being confident in their interactions with the people that they're around. It's eye contact, it's a firm handshake, and if he gives you, you're talking about dominance, if he gives you a super firm handshake, meet it. So if he squeezes, young ladies, a firm handshake from a young lady, it throws them. They're like, whoa. And you get credit for that. Does that make sense to anybody? Okay. Third thing, we can't do it here, is a pleasant face. It's a smile. I tell my young men, especially you guys. Thank you, that's enough. We're going to sedate your daddy at graduation. We're going to put him in a box. We ain't going to be able to do nothing with him. The facial expression, let me share a couple things with you. We communicate non-verbally all the time, correct? Okay, and what happens is, and I'm being very real, very transparent. For those melanated young men, when I look at the television screen and I look at the images that they play of you, can I just be real for a moment? They're not terribly flattering. It's funny, we were here for something. I think it was one of the Bible school graduations or summer things. And I looked at all of the kids that were in here doing well. And I knew that nobody would ever put that on the news. And yet in the evening, I can see everybody that robbed a convenience store, did something stupid. Parents, are you with me on this one? You understand what's going on? And the media has a way of presenting images that just, they're not there. I remember I lived in Arizona, and I called my mama one day. I said, Mama, I'm out here in Phoenix. I said, they're not arresting any black people. Well, that's because it's only, 0.03 black people in Arizona, so it's really not that many. But I was watching the news and realized I live in a place where somebody that looks like me does not show up. So let me show you the real thing. Look at all the young people in here that are going to school doing well. That's not a news story, so they don't get covered. However, since I understand that, I actually use that to my advantage when I go out. You'll hear things that say, oh, man, you are so well-spoken. As a translation, I was watching the news the other night. Somebody was on there with a Ginsu knife splitting verbs like 40 going north, and you don't sound like them. And you know what? I'm not ashamed of that use the English that you need to do. Communicate in a way that's effective. But especially my young men, my young African-American men, please present a personality, and you guys all do, I love it, present a personality that's pleasant and not scary. I'm just being real. If it upsets you, I'm sorry you're upset. I worked with a gentleman that looked a lot like Herschel Walker. Made a lot of money, huge, made me look like Pee Wee Herman, huge, big shoulders. He played football also somewhere in the South. And because he was about 6'4" and about 285, he said, I make people feel uncomfortable if I swell up to my full size. And I do this all the time, guys. I'm closer to 300 than I am 200. I won't show how close that is, but anyway. I manage my mannerisms, so they don't do. Now, if I'm in a meeting, they tick me off, I'll kind of swell up a little bit, and then I'll get real quiet. But for the most part, I got to smile. Why do I want to smile? I want to be comfortable. By the way, if I'm Christ's ambassador, I don't want people scared of me. I'm not going to be somebody that I'm not for you to be comfortable, but I'm also aware of my body language and kind of what I represent. Does that make sense with anybody, guys? Okay, that's real. That's real talk. And a lot of people don't like to approach it that way, but that's what's in the workplace. That's what's out in the world. That's the reality. Now, the last one, PIES, performance, image, exposure. The last one is spirituality. Well, we're working double duty. Thanks, Uncle Glenn. You got to have this. And I'm closing out with this one. I have a promise book. I don't have it with me. I thought I had it with me. I have a promise book that I absolutely love. I keep it in the office. I have one on my phone. I won't go anywhere without one. But the promise book allows me to, if I'm in that situation, to come up with an actual verse that I can go to God and say, you said you were going to do this. So I don't have a promise book, but I'm going to ask you guys to use your phones, and I'm going to give you a couple of scenarios, and I want you to come up with a promise that helps me with this. You guys ready? Give you a couple of minutes. If you got them on your phone, you might be able to Google this. What do I do when? Okay. All right, let's start simple. And you can't use the one I used already. I've studied, and I'm going in to take an exam, and it's been a rough class. So I need a promise, and not one you made up. I need one with a verse on it. MC Mills. Okay, don't be anxious about anything. Now, that's a promise from God. Am I correct? He says, don't be anxious. First of all, if I've studied, have I put in the best that I can do? So if I've studied, I've put in my thing, who do I need now to make the rest of that thing work? I need him. So I go to that promise. Okay, I've got somebody, I'm walking into a room, and I know that they don't like me. I need a promise so that I'm not mad or upset. They don't like me. No, don't rain down fire from heaven. That's not it. You said what? I will contend with the one that contends with you. They don't like me. He says he's got that, which means, do I have to do anything about it? Nope, that's on him. Okay, here's one. A person in authority, whether it's my parents, whether it's a teacher, whether it's a boss, has done something that I think is unfair to me. I need a promise. I got to call God out on something. What is it? Unfair. Okay. I'm going to tell you why an adult could do that, because he's been in that situation more than 1, 2, 3, 4 times. Okay. All right, let's do one more and see how that kind of... There's somebody in my class or at work that's kind of an outsider, and the Spirit is telling me I need to connect with them. I need to minister to them, but I ain't sure how to do it. Give me a verse, A promise from God that'll help me connect with this person. There we go. The Lord strengthens my... So go on over there and connect with them. Guys, I could do this all night, but let me ask you to do something. I want you, this is your assignment to take from today's hanging out. I want you to write down the biggest challenge that you have in your life right now, whatever it is. No matter how old we are, we all got them. I had to do this morning, got to do it tomorrow morning. I want you to write down the biggest challenge that you have in your life. And then I want you to do exactly what we did here today. I want you to come up with at least 3 promises that will help you with that challenge. Can I get somebody to agree to do that? It'll make a difference in your life. The biggest problem that you have in your life, biggest challenge, come up with 3 promises. And we could do it here in a couple of minutes, but imagine what you could do if you open the Word or got your promise book out. I got a promise book on my phone that says, in times of this, do this. Makes all the difference in the world. Okay, so here's the test. The P stands for performance. The I stands for, the E stands for, and the S stands for spirituality. I think you all got an A. We're good. Thank you.
Everyone give it up for Mr. Kelly. Thank you so much for that piece. We really appreciate that, and we will take it to heart, and I will use it for the rest of my life. Thank you, and thank you for the compliments. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and finish up. I thank you guys for coming out again. Give it up for you guys. Thank you for the media team, everyone on media, my dad for opening the church, everyone just being here. So before we have closing prayer, Grandma Greg's, the one in the nice blue jacket, everyone give it up for her. She bought these books for us, Steps to Christ, and she wants to give them out to the youth. So before you guys leave, go ahead and go to her and ask her for a book. But we're going to go ahead and close out again. Oh, okay. Do you want to come up? Yes. You want to come? Okay. And then we have another announcement.
I am Howard Harris, Professor Emeritus of Music at Texas Southern University and the founder of what we call the People's Workshop. It started as the People's Workshop, but then it was renamed the People's Family Workshop because I saw a vision for this organization. I saw an organization that, though secular in founding, has a sacred mission. And above all, this is the most exciting project that we've ever done. We want to go into the entire world, but we're going to reserve it for children talent, youth talents, ages 7 through 17. And you don't have to attend. This is going to be virtual. However, there will be performances in between. So it amounts to your vying for something called the Mola Award. Now, Mola is an acronym for music, the mirror of life. But it's not restricted to music. I think that we should have everyone involved, everyone that's a part of what we call the arts. Now, the arts hold up the mirror to life. Music is a mirror of life. And these are the things you will learn. And you will not only learn them, but you will experience them with some of the expert artists from all over the world. You know, it's a pleasure for me as I ride down the road, and so many times students that I've taught are on the radio. You know, I hear Kirk Whalum. I hear, well, I don't listen to Beyonce too much anymore, but Beyonce was a part of this program when it first started. And her father openly acknowledged me as being, thanked me for being a part of who she became. And right now, we have what is called the Mola Program. And if anyone, this is for people in the arts, talent. Anybody in here with talent, if you want to pick up one of these, it gives you basic information. Okay, anybody interested? And pass it to the others. Okay. So I'm not going to be long because I know we've been here. And again, let's give Sir Kelly another hand. That was great. But this program is just like that one. It gets you ready. It gets you ready. And I think it also has a benefit to the community. I am, you know, I'm pulling for all of the people that we hear up here doing music, you know, on Sabbath and whatnot. But this program can help elevate the quality of what's being presented in the church. You know, we hear people singing out of tune, they're not blending, because they don't know what music is. Through this program, we learn all of that. We learn about all of the little details that it takes to be a professional. But instead of getting a report card at the end, you have a chance to win what we call the Mola Award. And if you win the Mola Award, you're going to get a chance for a pay, so you can get that professional feeling in a play that's going to follow to come off in early fall of next year. But this program is over a period of 4 months. And it doesn't mean that you have to come to, you know, to a session or doing something every week. You do it on your own. For instance, like the program basically, and it's all there. It tells you what it's about, right? It's about assignments. You're going to have assignments, just like you had one today from Eric. You're going to have practice. You're going to have coaching from some of the greatest people that I know, and I know a lot of them because, you know, I've taught a lot of them. You might know Kirk Whalum, you might know Yolanda Adams. They all been through this program as kids, youngsters. So now you have an opportunity. And guess what? We don't ask for money. We're not trying to charge you an arm and a leg. It's all there. We just want to reach the world in a way. I'll tell you what the motivation behind my modus operandus for this is. John 17:21. That they may be one. And that's what this is talking about. When it said higher purpose, broader purpose for the project, that's what it's talking about. Okay? So it's bringing people together. It's about showing an example. In other words, the people who participate, they create the show, right? Whether they're praise dancing, or whether they're spoken word, or whether they're singing, or whether they're producers, all of those different categories in the arts is what they have a chance to show off. And I'll just read you the caption for this, and I'm done. Children in America are being senselessly murdered. America is plagued by division and lawlessness. Nobody can refute me on that because you see it every day. Let us show the children a better way by example, exemplifying unity, love, and harmony through the coming together of diversity on the one for the children. So all of you in here, I would like to see you become a part of this program. And everybody from the president and the presidents of other countries will say, wow, they've been talking about coming together, but they did it. And they did it around the youth. We've never seen such togetherness. That's what we want. That's what we aim. That's what we are out to do, and we've already started. So you have 2 more months to come in, the coaching and the auditions to get involved in this. It started January 1st, and it'll be going all the way through January 28th. But the sooner you get in, the better chance you have of being coached by experts, professionals, people that I know. See, the saxophone player was Stevie Wonder. You know, I taught him. I mentioned Kirk Whalum. I mentioned Beyonce, who was a little shy kid when she came in. She never would have made it unless she got over that shyness. But through her experiences in the workshop, which also included her being the host for the junior segment. We always had a junior segment. And she came out of that shyness she had, and well, the rest is history. I was kind of reading up on, the level of economic power that they had, and I understand that she's worth $500 million. But she could not have been unless she had come out of that. And even her parents told me, say that, I had never seen her perform like that before. And guess what? You can't teach without the things that we would. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. That's how they are taught. So in a way, this is a secular organization with a sacred purpose and mission. And I'd like you to be a part of it, either as a performer or as a volunteer or as a what? Booster. And on the one for the children booster. And it's all here. All right? Let me give you I'll give you the website. The website is, you have it? Tell them what it is. What it is. You see it's on the first page. What does it say? www.pfwonline.org. www.pfwonline.org. PFW, People's Family Workshop. I think we can be more than a people's workshop. You know, when you think of workshop, you think about Reverend James Cleveland, right? The Gospel Workshop of America. It's the workshop is coming together under someone of experience, high experience, and to glean from. And that's what this is all about. But this is coming out of, prompted by John 17:21, that they may all be one. And that's what we are aiming for. Thank you.
All right, so we're getting ready to wrap up. I'll be doing a closing prayer. Let's bow our head and close our eyes. Thank you, Jesus, for letting us be able to come here in AYN to be able to learn more about you and finding our purpose. Help us to remember everything that we learned today about image and drive and goals, performance, exposure, and all the things that we learned today. And most importantly, being able to have a sense of spirituality and remember your promises in times of need. Please let us be able to use whatever we learned in AY in our everyday lives so we can be hopefully use our purpose to be able to reach others around the world. Amen.
Thank you again, everyone, for coming out. And we are done. I really appreciate our special guest, Mr. Kelly, and the musical performance by Enrique. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your weekend. All right. Amen.